Good afternoon, sir. A very good afternoon to all. A present good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all. Your presence makes us very happy. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think. I am Dr. Salma, working as Assistant Professor, Department of English, Guru Shree Shantivijai Jain College, Rama. I am honored to render my heartfelt welcome to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Rama Chandra Parida, Dean FCM and Director IQAC, Department of Commerce, Rajiv Gandhi University, Doimukh, Itanagar. Welcome, sir. I also welcome all the faculty members from various colleges to the 7 days National Level Faculty Development Program on NAAC accreditation framework on the topic Inculcating Importance of Institutional Core Values and Best Practices, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of GSS Jain College. As we say, man is made by his belief, as he believes, so he is. By Bhagavad Gita, gives us power and positivity. Let us commence this informative and beneficial session by seeking the Almighty's blessings. A warm welcome makes the program more special. It's a privilege to extend a cordial welcome. May I request Dr. Indupriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Accounting and Finance, to render a gracious welcome and read the credential of our guest.
A very good afternoon to all. On behalf of Guru Shree Shantivijai Jain College for Women, I welcome all the participants for the 7 days National Level FTP on NAAC Accreditation Framework on the topic Inculcating Importance of Institutional Core Values and Best Practices. First and foremost, I thank the Almighty for having given this day, and I thank our management, our honorable correspondent and honorable principal for providing an opportunity to conduct this informative program for faculty fraternity of various colleges. In this precious occasion, it's my pleasure to welcome our honorable resource person, Professor Dr. Ramachandra Parida, Dean, FCM and Director IQAC, Department of Commerce, Rajiv Gandhi University, Doimukh, Itanagar. We are privileged to have an opportunity to listen to his speech today. On behalf of our college, I welcome you, sir, to this FTP program. I would like to welcome our honorable correspondent, Dr. Gautam P. Vaid, sir, and honorable principal, Dr. M.K. Malati, madam, for this FTP program. I hope this FTP session will be very useful to all the participants to have further familiarity with the IQAC framework. So I welcome all the faculties from various colleges for this wonderful session. Now, let me introduce our resource person, Professor Dr. Ramachandra Parida, Dean, FCM, Director, IQAC, Department of Commerce, Rajiv Gandhi University, Doimukh, Itanagar. He is a prominent professor, Department of Commerce, having more than 26 years of academic and administrative experience. He did his post-graduation in commerce, pursued MBA, MPhil, PhD, LLB, FDPM, and also held a membership in 5 professional bodies. He has headed as Dean and head for a period of 3 terms. He is holding a membership in the Finance Committee, Executive Council, and Academic Council. He has organized 12 international national seminars, conferences, and various workshops. He has presented 49 research papers, out of which 11 publications in international journals, 23 peer-reviewed UGC CAD listed journals, 3 non-referred journals, 3 conference proceedings. He also contributed 5 chapters and 5 under other publications. He has signed 5 MOUs and he is actively associated with curriculum development, NAAC assessment, committees, convocations, academic administrations, IQAC, and so on. We are honored by your presence in this FDP session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I request our chief guest, Professor Dr. Ramachandra Parida, to accept our felicitation. Thank you, sir. As we see, the words of the knowledgeable person are valuable. May I take the pleasure of requesting our chief guest, Professor Dr. Ramachandra Parida, sir, to deliver the speech and enlighten our minds.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, each one of you. Um, Dr. M.K. Malathi, Principal of Guru Sri Shantivijai Jain College for Women, Chennai. Madam Indupriya, the organizers, ladies and gentlemen present on this virtual mode. I feel privileged, honored to be part of this faculty development program organized by the IQAC of the Guru Sri Shantivijai Jain College for Women. Madam was in touch with me since last 1 week, and when I was asked to be resource person, I gladly accepted. Being in the faraway place from the Chennai, I'm in Arunachal Pradesh. I belong to Odisha, working here since last 27 years. So I gladly accepted, and I thought I must have some sharing of knowledge and also learning from each one of you in this faculty development program. So once again, I convey my heartfelt gratitude to the principal, the IQAC coordinator, and organizers for inviting me this program. Once again, I express my heartfelt thanks to all the present, ladies and gentlemen present on this virtual mode of the faculty development program. Dear friends, to begin with, this is the NAAC criteria regarding the assessment and accreditation hovers around several aspects. All of you know that the criteria one including curricular aspects, then teaching, learning, evaluation, research, innovations, extensions, infrastructure and learning resources. Fifth one is the student support and progression, and sixth one is governance, leadership and management, and seventh is last one, institutional values and best practices. So I have been asked to give deliberations over the topic that is the inculcating importance of institutional core values and best practices. So I can share this the mandate given by the NAAC also regarding these key indicators. So if you look at the, I think, is it visible?
No, sir, it's not visible, sir. Your PPT is not visible.
Okay, okay.
Shall I present, sir, on behalf of you?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So to begin with, the distribution of voltage across the key indicators, as I told, the 7 criteria are there, and the last one already the IQAC is organizing programs since research persons might have delivered it. So I am just touching upon the last criteria of the accreditation, that the institutional values and best practices, where 100 marks are also distributed and across the universities, autonomous bodies, autonomous colleges, and affiliated colleges. You will see that the institutional values and 30 marks. Then best practices carry 30 marks also. Then institutional distance and distance carry also 20 marks. So all these 100 marks each for all of the universities, autonomous colleges, and affiliated colleges. So how a particular institution, may it be university, may it be the autonomous college, may it be any type of affiliated college, how they can garner the maximum mark out of these 100, because it is not related to management, not related to learning resources, not related to research innovations, not related to curricular aspects. It has a sole identity in the accreditation process, that what best way the institution can carry out its activities and what best practices they can showcase to the peer team visits. So as I told, the last one is that is 100 marks, the key indicators including institutional values and best practices, 100 for universities, 100 for the autonomous institutions also, and affiliated the UG college, UG also, and affiliated with these private colleges also. So these basically the organizations, the colleges, they think that in what way they can secure maximum marks out of this, the seventh criteria, that institutional values and best practices. So here the core values, we can say that the NAAC has made mandatory that in what way the colleges can give the data, the colleges, the institutions, educational institutions can give the data, can give the information for getting or securing good marks. That they emphasize upon the NAAC core values, emphasizes the contributing to the national development, then fostering global competencies among students, then inculcating a value system among students also, then promoting the use of technology, then what could be the quest for the excellence, contributing to development of the nation, pressing issues such as gender equity, environmental consciousness and sustainability, inclusiveness, professional ethics, and also to promote the value-based education, social responsibility, and good citizenry. Hope these 780 factors, the core values, if the colleges, the education institutions can ponder over and can also give data, can secure good marks on the 7 criteria. So when we are thinking this contributing the national development, fostering global competencies, or developing the nation, or deliberating upon the core competencies or value-based educations, quest for educations, all these are also partly, there are sub points there itself when we upload the NAAC data. Since nowadays the data are completely online based. Earlier it was there in the hard copies like that. We have to submit reports. Since it is now autonomous and in the digital way, so now they keep the data on basis of their online submissions. Once the portal is opened, the educational institutions have to log in and give their details about these 7 criteria, including the last one, that is the institutional core values and best practices. So moreover also, that when we are concerning basically to the this environmental consciousness, sustainability, then there's focusing on the gender equality, facilities for differently able, all these are to be made so significantly, so that they can garner good marks. Nowadays, when we are organizing this type of best practices, what we have, they go for the verifications. Nowadays, also the NAAC has made it mandatory that they will make the whatever data the organizations, the institutions submit, they will make 70% that through DVB, data validation and verification through the outsourcing agencies, through their own agencies, DVB, and 30% marks will be awarded on basis of on-site visit by the peer teams. So when these institutional core values based practices are there, the visiting team, the peer team, when they visit the institution, the colleges, they give emphasis and verify the documents. So proper documentation is must. Any program we organize as a part of best practices, it should be report should be there. At least the objectives, the executive summary, what has happened during the programs, the photographs, the attendances, any programs that they have published in newspapers, online, offline, these paper cuttings, all these to be properly documented, proper evidences to be there. Simply forwarding the date of celebrations, organizing programs will not do. Once they come to visit your peer team, they will make assessment on the spot assessment in the institutional itself. So they need to be satisfied also. So for that purpose, proper documentations are there. If any at all any program based practices there, proper filing system should also be there. So being in IQAC, all the IQAC coordinators, with faculty members, teachers must give emphasis that how is best way we can keep the record. Also, moreover, that when we are thinking of this as the best practices, making campus green, we have to make some sort of detailed reports also, some sort of you can say on-site data, the physical presence of those facilities also, best practices also. That when we are thinking about going green, I'll be going to my PPT detail increasing expenditure and green practices, documents to be there and photographs to be there. Now the NAAC emphasizes simple photographs will not do that, need to be geo-tagged also. The date, the place, everything through Google, it is to be geo-tagged also. This is just to give emphasis that how can we document upon how we can maintain proper documentation, files, records in the organization itself. When we are going for the governance best practices, facilities are there for students, for girl students, for boy students, facilities like health centers, and so many are there. As you can say, the assessment practices. So, as I told, that institutional best practices hovers around the 7-8 important factors: that value system, use of technology, quest for excellence, and then contributing national development. These are very much subjective ways. Simply saying that we are celebrating, we are doing this and that will not materialize or will not any result. As all of us are aware that when we are organizing such programs, we may be invitations, notifications, circulars. This must be proper made in the proper file. Proper filing system should be there. Any point of time the peer team visits any department. Suppose Commerce Department organized Commerce Day celebrations. Then Women Development Cell organized Women Development Day, Women Empowerment programs. They will ask for these files, documents. So that need to be properly maintained, starting from the origination, from date of this, where somewhere these programs might have emanated from the meetings, from the faculty meetings, from the teacher council meetings, where itself generated the minutes, the development, the notification, the circular, the programs, even photographs, good photographs need to be properly documented, so that the best practices we can show them, we can present before them. These could be our best practices, so that the institutional values itself, the institutional image itself is posed before the peer team, that we are really contributing extracurricular activity rather than research, moreover than curriculum, moreover than governance. We are also putting our best efforts for the making the institution as a importance. You can national importance, state level importance, because there are so many stakeholders there, starting from students, governing bodies, then teaching, non-teaching. So many are there. So in that way, the organizations can the colleges, educational institutions can think of that how to document those best practices. And if you discuss about the holistic development of students, I think it is slide number 3. Madam, you can move on to my slide number 3. And there itself. Holistic development of students beyond the classroom. This is the really you can say the how we can inculcate the importance of institutional core values and best practices. Yeah, thank you. So this is holistic development of students beyond classroom. In what way the students have been motivated, they have been asked. It is not no doubt their primary objective is to go for academics, for research like that. But in other than that, since 7 criteria are there, we have achieving some in those other than these 7 criteria. So we have to ponder over. We have to think. We have to give our emphasis. We have to give you can say path breaking towards the holistic development students beyond the classroom. In what way they can be exposed to the other than the academics, like co-curricular, extracurricular, then organizing various student promotions, health centers. In subsequent slides, points are there. We'll be discussing all these. How students can be exposed to field visits, outreach activities also. Because simply confining to the classroom or within the campus, within the department, within institutional building would not yield much result in the present day context. In the days of globalization, in the days of the, you can say, the open economy, students need to be very much well accommodated, well informed what happening, what is happening around their system, around their educational institution, around the country also. Like the students, like we have NSS wings, we have also other wings where the students are exposed, they carry out various activities, field-based activities, outreach programs, how they conduct these financial literacy programs in the rural areas, in the surrounding areas, in the bastis, in the jhupadis, like that. And in the real world environment, what is happening? Let us introduce the students to expose themselves to the real world environment, real exposure, what is happening in the world around. And what are their social cultural responsibilities also there. We in India, we basically from the pluralistic society, so many religion, language, color, caste, creed. So this objective, this mandate has been put by NAAC so that the students are exposed to various religions, various cultural activities, their celebrations. So many religious people have their celebrations. No doubt, we may not celebrate, but we can promote, we can inform, we can share our information, we can share our feelings, our traditions, rich cultural heritage to them. That makes exposed to them, and that also in that way, that also inculcates a type of, you can say, belongingness, a type of social, that develop a social harmony among the students. So then next is the organizing various youth festivals also. In various occasions, no doubt we organize, but it should be properly organized, like photographs, what financial benefits are there, what is the outcome, really what is the impact over the students by organizing these type of programs, organizing the sports events like festivals, we say annual day celebrations, college week celebrations also. Then principal trophy can be in the mode of football, crickets also. Like in our university, Rajiv Gandhi University, it's a regular phenomenon. There is various sports events, extravaganza, cultural extravaganza also organized. People across society, even we also invite local people also, leaders also, elderly people also, the senior citizens also. So this could be the best practice, how they can be part of this system. The local inhabitants, local people need to be taken into confidence, because we are with them, they are with us. How we can convey, unless they are invited, unless they are given a feeling that they are also within the system. Basically, the government organizations, private organizations, the private organizations, they garner much more weightage on this. But in being the government sector, we think we say give least attention, we say very few, very, you can say less importance to this. But now since NAAC has made it a practice, we must ponder over that how we can align with the local people for the benefit of them, for benefit of the educational institution, and moreover, we will be getting good marks, securing good grade also. Then like cultural panorama also, the foundation day events. Somewhere the colleges, universities have foundation day, their birthdays, it needs to be necessarily selected also. What lectures, what resource persons have been invited, what they have deliberated upon. These have to be properly documented also. Their values, their inputs given, how you have practiced their values, their inputs in the college environment, in the system itself also. And always there must be the pursuit for the students' participation, involvement, holding elections by following linked committee resolutions, these guidelines. And since these colleges, educational institutions where leaders are also made, political leaders, future political leaders. So elections can be there. It can be peaceful also. Some institutions, they hold election, they do not allow. It can be good practice if you make it very peacefully way, that it can also inculcate the leadership qualities and enhancing their creativity in the student life also, in the public life also. And when they will become the public leaders in the public life, they can also share their values also. They can share the good practices, the good governance, the importance of the educational institution, role of teachers here also important, non-teaching also, elders also, the head of the department, the IQAC, they can oversee that these programs are very much regularly organized in the educational campus, in the educational institutions. And one could be best practice. Nowadays, now there is also flourishing growth of boxings also, gymnasiums also, and these educational institutions need to have these also. Open gymnasium also, boxing ring also, sports centers also, so that it can be a part of the student enhancement activities. The students can expose themselves, and through that they will remain fit. And we have so many flagship programs, Make in India, Fit India. So it can be also good response, befitting response in this such type of flagship programs also. Then evidences of success to be also there as a part of the governance and the inculcating good practices and inculcating the core values. And when we are organized this type of programs as a part of good practice, evidences of success to be there. As I told, it should be properly documented, photographing also, preparing the documents, and that to be uploaded in university websites also. It is must. Simply preparing, giving soft copies will not solve the purpose. We need to have hard copies also, and it will be signed also, to be put in the educational institutions websites also. So when it will be data validation and verification process, it becomes easy for the NAAC also. And as a part of the best practices also, we have no doubt mentor and mentee relationships, mentor and mentee registers also in the educational institutions. So how we are counseling the students, their attendances may be taken not regularly, but once in a month or weekly also if possible, when they are called to the chambers of the teachers, how they have been motivated, how they have been counseled, how meeting, what they conducted, signatures of the students to be there also. As a part of the, you can say, facilitate the holistic experience in teaching, learning, and researches also. One other good practice can be also active engagement of its alumni. This has come from the concept of the Harvard, where these Harvard have a good vibrant system of alumni activities. They get huge revenue from this also. Now it has been made also very much vibrant in India also. IITs, IIMs also, they are also making their alumni organization very vibrant. They get engagement of faculties from the alumni also, the donations also, even alumni also contributing for the growth of the educational institutions, so financial aid, material, human resources, in different forms, they are also contributing. So proper meetings, they are minuting also, the minuting of the meetings, the records, the donations in kind, in monetary terms need to be also very much focused by the educational institutions as a part of the best practices also. And so many, there also the educational institutions can organize blood donation camps, health camps, outreach programs also, financial literacy programs also, like that. Then water conservation facilities also, green campus initiative. Moreover, these are detailed slides are there, but I am pondering over certain important aspects that what would make us the we can divert towards the best practices of the organizations. Green campus initiatives, how many plantations made, how their maintenance, any donations are there, then qualities also, and moreover the SOPs for advisory bodies in universities also, colleges also, various advisory bodies are there, starting from purchase committee to the ethical committee, patents committee, then campus development committees there also, then library committees also there. So many 30-40 committees are there, and for that purpose each and everyone SOPs are also made, standard operating procedures for these committees, for the advisory bodies in various educational institutions level. So it could be also a best practice. Not only forming these advisory bodies also, it must be regularly meetings to be held also, at least 2-3 times in a year, and properly minuted also. When the peer team visits, they will see how many meetings conducted. Even though no issues are, anti-ragging committee there, sexual harassment cells are there, even though not there, accreditation are there, still then minor meetings can be done, and they can note it. This meeting is conducted, no such cases found, so and so, like that. General resolutions can be there, and it is not only to minuted documented, it should also properly approved also by the competent authority, by the principals in college levels or by the vice chancellors of universities. Competent authority, it should be approved also. And one of the best practice, annual programs in the institutions can be conducted also. Gender equity events. This is also the one of the core area for the NAAC accreditation. When we say gender equity, it is the most important focus area of nowadays. In what way the organizations, the educational institutions, they have conducted that is the gender equity events, celebrations of Women Days, World Women Day, then type of programs organized, gender equity events also, how much workshops, seminars conducted also. These can be also promoted at the educational institutions level. And also, what type of degradable and non-degradable wastages, maintenances are also there. How much plantation drives are also conducted. Then these need to be also geotagged, videographies to be made also. And what documents, documentations made, decisions made also, it is to be also properly documented. Auditing reports of green, environment, these are also need to be there also. And one more important good practice also, as I told, I am emphasizing documentations, various certificates, awards received by the teachers, by the students, by staff also. Best performance also, best teacher also, anybody got any patent also, students award also, gold medals, maybe they are also in sports also, national sports events, they are international, they are state level, they are institutional level, they are. So certificates are also distributed and need to be properly maintained also. And what the institutional efforts are there for tolerance of harmony towards cultural, regional, linguistic, communal, socio-economic, it is to be also there. Then the next important is the slide number, I think 12, the environmental issues. Much more emphasis nowadays on these environmental issues. The educational institutions, we also are very much concerned to our environmental issues because of certain reasons, because of the global warming, because of the importance on the environmental protection, in sustainable growth, sustainable development, like that. So when we talk about environmental issues, the institutions go for think about the solid waste management, liquid waste management, biomedical waste management, e-waste management, waste recycling system, hazardous chemicals, radioactive waste management. It may not be these 6-7 factors, may not be all there itself in the all educational institutions. But basically, they can, if they have liquid waste management, they can give it. It can be geotagged also. Biomedical waste management also, where universities, colleges have medical facilities also. Electronic waste management also, like our UPS, CPUs, monitors, how they are wasting how these e-wastages are managed. Departmental levels, various maybe English department, Commerce department, BBA department, they may have some e-wastages also. How they are being collected, how they are being properly managed. Because education institutions, various colleges may be age old also, 100, 20, 50, 30, 40 years. So you are using electronic items also properly, wastages should be managed. In what way? Like many organizations, institutions, what I have heard, they also collect these mobiles also, unused mobiles, and they make certain changes, modifications, and they also distribute to them, to the poorly people in the nearby areas. And in the campuses also, where these staff are there, their old clothes are also there, which are in usable condition, they are washed and calendared also, and now it is kept in particular rooms, and monthly, weekly basis, various people, the downtrodden poor people, they are invited, and those dresses are also freely distributed. So this can be also good practices in any type of educational institutions. Then slide number 14. That is water management. Water management. So this NAAC peer team, NAAC also, we also emphasize how properly the water is managed. It is a scarce resource. So how to go for water saving, water management. We have rainwaters, how we can save it, how we can harvest, how we can use it in the early season, how we can do it in summer also. But any borewell facilities are there, open well there, and in what way these are being maintained, how these are being recharged also, the construction of tanks and ponds also, and wastewater recycling also, maintenance of water bodies also, when certain school institutions are there in the suburban places, some water bodies also there, lakes are also there, how these are maintained, how these areas are protected, any fisheries there, any fish culture there, any type of, you can say animal husbandry also there, in what way the water is managed, in what way the water is provided to them. These are certain areas where the educational institutions can ponder over the proper water management. And these, if are properly managed, like rainwater harvesting, like borewell, like construction of tanks, ponds, wastewater recycling, it attracts the peer team while they are in the on-site. They very much anxiously, they encourage these type of facilities. Almost all the educational institutions, they are also having the rainwater harvesting projects. They collect the roof water also, and they have also ponds also. They maintain it, cleanliness also there, proper system there, and how for use of this water also in different levels, in different situations in the campuses also. Then next is also Green Campus Initiative. It is slide number 14. Green Campus Initiatives. In Green Campus Initiative, as a part of the best practice, the institutions can make certain restrictions for entry of automobiles, like two-wheelers, four-wheelers. Not possible for all locations, but particular locations like heritage buildings, if museums are also there, then they can have some restriction in the entry of automobiles. Anybody might have visited the Vishwabharati Shantiniketan. There are places where automobiles are not allowed. It's a good practice. It also directly or indirectly, it makes a conscious. It creates you can say it also touches our mind that we are now very much concerned to environment. And nowadays, we are almost depending upon the, you can say, fuels, these hydrocarbon fuels, diesel, petrol, etc. Now, we are emphasizing on the battery-powered vehicles. So, how the educational institutions, they are putting emphasis on the battery-powered vehicles. These rickshaws also there, and also e-buses are also there. Nowadays, we are getting also hydrogen run buses also there. So in that way, how the educational institution is promoting the battery powered vehicles. Then certain, in what way it has made pedestrian friendly pathways. Pedestrian. Next slide, madam. We are discussing upon the green campus. Environmental issues we have already discussed. Next slide, please. Okay. So as a part of Green Campus Initiative, how we are putting our efforts, say, gone, next slide. Yeah, thank you. This one we are deliberating upon. So ban on the use of plastics. It is now concern for all of us. Tons of hazardous materials, plastics, single use, double use, say, are also now in use. Even after several awareness, conscious programs, bans, we are not getting rid of these plastics. So how the institutions are putting their best efforts not to use plastics. Many campuses, now in India also, technical, non-technical, medical institutions have said no to plastics. Somehow it is also happening. There are also uses. And it has created a havoc in our society, amongst animals also. We have seen many times in social media, in the hazards of the plastics eaten by the animals, cows, etc. So it has made us our life danger. So the educational institution, the authority, how they have made awareness about no use of the plastics. What efforts have been initiated? If you visit Sikkim, Gangtok, plastic bottles are not allowed. If you visit there, certain locations are there. You take the bottle, metal bottles, use it and return it. In that way, what the educational institutions can contribute. Even also some universities, even though plastic bottles are there, they collect bottles 25 paise per bottle. If 1 liter, 2 liter bottles are there, it is also there. Even in our campus, Rajiv Gandhi University, we have also banned use of water bottles also. We use the water jug. Glasses are there, we pour with the jug also. No doubt, jars, 20 liters, that 30 liter, 40 liter jars we can use. So that way we can reduce use of plastics also. Gunny bags also. Paper-made bags also. And another green campus initiative could be landscaping with trees and plants. In what way? We plant. How we landscape it. You can say, and these nowadays open museums are also there. Open gardens also there. Gardens are always open, but certain aspects, activities are taking up upon by the institutions. And for this purpose, we can have committees also. Teachers, non-teaching also, students also. How we can go for mass plantation drive. Environment, World Environment Day, Plantation Day. That is, I think, 5 June or like that. I may be forgetting. In that way, we also contribute. Then another best practice, it could be inclusion and situatedness. Next slide. This is slide number 16, inclusion and situatedness. So educational institutions may be situated in different locations. And how they can contribute for the inclusive growth, inclusive environment. As I told, being pluralistic society, country, from different religion, language, color, caste. How the institution has made efforts for the inclusion, maybe situated in different locations, on basis of religion, on basis of other aspects. What inclusions, activities, initiatives have been taken up? The inclusive growth, you can say. How to make unity within the diversity. People from diverse background, diverse background, you can say, students, they need to be associated, they need to be felt that they belong to the institutions, whatever may be their affinity, whatever may be their culture. Then next slide is environmental conscious and sustainability. We are emphasizing upon the sustainability. Renewable sources of energy, solar energy, biogas plants, wheeling to the grid, sensor-based energy conservations, solar lights, even solar electric grids are also there. Use of LED bulbs, energy efficient bulbs, equipments. For this purpose, it is good practice. We can say best practice also. But how you will document it? Solar energy. When the peer team will visit, they will see how much solar plants are there. The solar batteries there, photovoltaics, batteries there also, panels there. And it is transported to a grid. In our university, we have that plant. We have grid. And we also a little amount of contribution made to the electric also, transferred to grid. We have more than 340 solar lights in our campus, extending 302 acres. So in that way, many organizations they are practicing, but who are, and this is also very much subsidized, the solar energy. Then use of LED bulbs, power efficient equipments available in all forms, fans, lights, bulbs, so many forms. In what you are promoting, they will see. Simply we said that 2000 bulbs you have used, will not do. Then 2000 bulbs you have used, you might have purchased. So the cash memo. You might have purchase committee consideration should be there, supply order should be there, quotation should be there. So these are certain aspects where the educational institutions have to ponder over. Next is, we can celebrate as a part of best practice commemorative days. Just simply I have given Women's Day, Yoga Day, International Independence Day, Republic Day. Every day is a particular day, but not possible. But certain important occasions, Independence Day, Republic Day, no doubt, we have to celebrate. Properly photographed, geotagged. Women's Day, Youth Day, Yoga Day, Cancer Day, No Tobacco Day, to be properly celebrated. And photographs, report compilations to be there. Who was the chief guest? Their deliberations, attendance of the participants, financial involvement, documentations to be there also. Then another aspect could be the institutional efforts in the field of fundamental duties and rights of Indian citizens. No doubt, we know all these. But what the educational institution is spearheading for spreading the message of our fundamental duties, our rights, our responsibilities, like academic programs, organizing seminars, conferences, expert talks, can be organized. Here we can have competitions like poster making competitions, organizing contemporary legal issues also. We can have legal aid cells also. No doubt, department law may not be there, but legal cell can invite experts also, advocates also, noted, law practitioners there. They can invite it, can deliver the talks also. And they can give our constitutional obligations. The educational institutions, not only the temple of learning, can be also share, can also, you can say, inflict upon the constitutional obligations, exert upon the students their constitutional obligations, responsibilities. We have preamble. We have fundamental duties, responsibilities, flag code. This can be also practiced in educational, across educational institutions. Next can be also best practices of human values and professional ethics also. We are, building the future of the children, the youth. What shape we have to give them? We have to make them with human values, good human being, to have ethics, obligations, being human being in the changing lifestyles, in digital way, social networking, globalizations. We have to think upon also individualizations, our respect to elders, family members, teachers, contribution to the society. That is creating best practices in human values through the ethics, ethical codes. Our duty to impart upon, to focus upon the growth of the future of the students, our children, maybe boy, maybe girl. So this could be documented also. This is the format as we are talking about the documentations, evidences of practices. A report format to be there. No doubt we have practice. When we make any practice program, what is the title? Practice or the program? What are the objectives? What is the context? The practice, what is the impact? What is the evidence of success? What is the outcome? The other day I was in a college as a university representative, being director of IQAC. The peer team was emphasizing on what is the impact, how you have made impacted the growth of the students regarding placements, regarding career growth, regarding local aspects. So evidence of success to be there. How much observed in government, private, any program you organize, what is the outcome? Evidences of success. We are organizing entrepreneurship programs. 200 participated, no doubt. 5%, 2% could be the entrepreneurs. That will also do enough. So those who attended, we have to make linkage with them in the future. 120, 130 or 200 participated. How many of them become successful entrepreneur? How many just ventured into the entrepreneurship? Risk bearing. See, this to be also properly documented also. We are now almost coming to closure of my session. Few slides left. This is another also best practice could be. Faculty student involvement in innovations and research. No doubt it is curricular aspects are there. Research proposals. How universities, the teachers, colleges are instilling the research bent of mind among the students. No doubt, maybe college, maybe university, maybe any department. How they can be inclined toward the innovations, toward the research. No doubt, maybe UG level. Now we are emphasizing NEP 2020, where skill, we have 4-year UG program, 1-year PG program, who can be admitted to PhD programs. Detailed regulations are there. So keeping that in mind, the UG also can be a hub center for research also, undergraduate colleges also. So students need to develop proposals, research design, research methodologies. Nothing hard. You can, if you give extra to them. Online, offline mode also. Within department also, we can invite research persons also online also. So keeping them engaged, giving a bent of mind in future, how they can be a good researcher also. So the analysis part, writing of the body methodologies, not exhaustive but selective, minimum. That can exert upon them to take up research also. Any field, accounting, finance, medical, history, like that. Nowadays, we are in need of interpreters. Any research project, we are going to any particular place. Different languages are there. Northeast also, other parts of India also. We are going for field, we need interpreters. So for them, you have to make among themselves how to be good interpreters also, translators also, learning different languages also through research. So these are certain important deliberations on ethical practices and the inculcating importance of institutional core values and best practices. I tried my best to give inputs over here. Maybe some areas I could not touch upon. This is a vast area, you can say. Anything other than this can be taken up. The IQAC coordinator, faculty members, well, senior faculty members, well competent. They can ponder over what could be the best practices depending upon the factors which are enshrined in the 7th criteria as the core values. Our efforts to be there and leave rest to the God, or say, you can say, pure team also. So in that way, we as a team in the IQAC, in the education institutions, can think of how to deliberate upon these core values, best practices, and is to be properly reported, documented also. When we are fitting all these in the online, it should be evidences, practices to be there also. Some educational institutions are ranking, very good ranking, PHU, JNUs, Delhi University. Some institutions also getting not good grade also. It depends upon involvement, commitment of resources, people also like that. So these faculties, non-teaching students across disciplines must put their team efforts towards these core values and best practices as the 7th criteria of NAAC accreditations. So this, I stop here. I hand over the session to Madam, and if any queries, question answers there, I am readily available. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now the session is open to questions. Participants can clear your doubts. Can put up your questions in the chat box. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think there are no questions. Very positive
Yeah.
responses.
Thank you. Thank you, Itanagar, for giving patience hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all for your active and enthusiastic participation. Now, I would like to request Dr. Varalakshmi, IQAC Coordinator, Head of Bachelor Business Administration, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It's my great privilege to propose vote of thanks for the day. First and foremost, I thank the Lord Almighty for showering countless blessings and making the faculty development program for the day successful. On behalf of the entire fraternity of our college, I express my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Professor Dr. K.S. Anil Kumar, Registrar, University of Kerala, our guest speakers, Dr. K.S. Antoni Sami, Director, Kaushal Kendra, Loyola College, Dr. A. Xavier Magimeraj, Associate Professor and Head, PG and Research Department of Commerce, Loyola College, Dr. R. Kavita, Head Librarian, SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, Dr. S. Ganapati, Associate Professor and Head Department of Corporate Secretaryship, SA College of Arts and Science, Dr. J. Aloysius Edward, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, and Director of IQAC, Christu Jain College of Bangalore, Professor Dr. Ramachandra Parida, Dean, FCM and Director, IQAC Department of Commerce, Rajiv Gandhi University, Itanagar. On the whole, I thank all our guest speakers for sparing their valuable time and enlightening us about the NAAC accreditation framework. I extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Secretary, Dr. P. Gautam Ved sir, for becoming the backbone of this FDP program. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our beloved Principal Madam, Dr. M.K. Malati, for your meticulous guidance and encouragement. I thank all my fellow staff who have rendered a sincere effort to coordinate the program. I extend my special thanks to all the professors and academicians of various colleges and universities for their active participation and making the national level 7 days faculty development program a successful one. Once again, I thank you all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you, sir.
National anthem. Now we'll have a national anthem. Thank you, sir, for the valuable and informative session. Thank you, participants, for being the wonderful audience in our 7 days national level faculty development program organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell of GSS Jain College. Thank you all. Have a good day. Thank you.